Yeah, this is how we celebrated the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct today, as well as the channel's 4-year anniversary and hitting 30k bubblies. What a freaking day, but let's talk about all the confirmed Nintendo Switch 2 cozy and farming games. By the way, when I say cozy, I mean non-farming, and then farming is farming. So first up, we have Elden Ring. I'm joking, don't kill me. First up, of course, we have the two promising Marvelous games, Rune Factory, Guardians of Azuma, and Story of Seasons, Grand Bazaar. Both will have an upgrade to the Nintendo Switch 2 version. One thing that you're gonna notice is that the Switch 2 is gonna be an expensive endeavor, and some things that I'm gonna tell you about later are gonna make your eyes water, so grab some tissues. Anyways, Marvelous graciously invited your chunky cow alter ego Miss Bubbles to play both Rune Factory and Story of Seasons, and some of y'all thought it's an April Fool's joke, especially the Story of Seasons one. It's not, it's real. I really did play the new one. I have covered the preview for both on the channel, and the links are below the like button. These two are going to be a staple in our cozy gaming libraries. In my preview, I said that Rune Factory was struggling with lots of pop-in when I tried it on the version 1 of the Nintendo Switch, but there was no lag or stuttering or FPS drops, so I assume the Nintendo Switch 2 upgrade will run a lot better, especially with the Switch 2's upgraded GPU, CPU, and of course that crispy and sexy looking new screen. By the way, speaking of the new screen, I mean, I knew it would be too good to be true, or to even think that we're gonna get an OLED screen right off the bat, but yeah, how would they milk us otherwise? The LCD screen still looks good, and the HDR will make these games look beautiful. As for Story of Seasons, the game ran amazingly well on version 1 of the Switch 1 now, so I assume on Switch 2 it will just look crisper, and you can benefit from that 1080p screen in handheld and 4K in docked mode. But let me hold my horses for a second. Let's go backwards a little bit. With Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar, this reimagining of the classic handheld title builds on the original, but it's mostly inspired. It's not a remake. You're getting a larger world, full character voice acting during events, expanded storyline, and fresh visuals. It looks so flippin' beautiful. Zephyr Town feels so lively, with dynamic weather systems, especially the wind, which plays a central role in the gameplay. You can even have hurricanes, which will drastically determine how your day is going to go. You can also jump to navigate terrain and open up new areas to explore. Saturday bazaars are the most fun, and they're central to your progress. Customize your stall, make sales, and grow your reputation so more visitors can come to the town and set up their own stalls as well. Beyond farming and selling, you still have a well-rounded life sim experience. This is a Story of Seasons game after all. Gift giving is very important, and so is building relationships so you can start your own family. And I really love the return of the Hello feature from Trio of Towns, which makes raising relationships a lot faster. We also have portraits, which are returning. I know y'all are very excited about this one, but you have to know that this one is removing the multiplayer function because the developers want to focus on the single-player experience instead of the multiplayer experience. This entry focuses on community, progress, and bringing Zephyr Town back to its former glory. I am in love with what I've played already, and I can't wait to play more. Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma, on the other hand, is a reimagined take on the series. It's set in a new region torn by catastrophe. You awaken from a dream of dragons with no memory of your past, what's new, and a voice offers you a choice. Take on the power of an earth dancer and fight against corruption. You use dance-based abilities, sacred tools, and new weapon types like the bow and talisman. Farming is only part of the journey. This time, you're rebuilding entire villages. You're placing buildings strategically to bring back people, and they're going to help you with the local economy and to revive gods. These gods' return is key to unlocking valuable resources. You have seasonal festivals, hand-drawn character designs, and new monsters. You also have the option to choose your protagonist's gender. You can also romance the other protagonist that you did not choose. You can pursue romance through fully voice-acted events, build bonds with your companions, go with them to battles. I have a lot to say about these. Again, it's all covered in my previews of them. I have played them, so check them out. Based on what I've played, these games have a lot of potential. Split Fiction is also coming up. I get so excited seeing Joseph Ferris, the founder of Hazelight Games, come up and talk about, games. He is Swedish Lebanese. I am Lebanese, and I'm always so happy to see my people make such a beautiful change in the games industry, so I'm just full of pride and joy. Anyway, Split Fiction is similar to It Takes Two if you played that one. This is a co-op adventure perfect for sci-fi, narrative-driven game lovers. You play as Mio and Zoe, who are both writers, but they have different writing styles, and one day they get stuck in their own stories because they play around with a machine that steals creativity. So you're gonna team up with your friend in the game, which is also your IRL friend, and you're gonna need to master new abilities and bounce between worlds. One second you're taming cute dragons, the next you're fighting cyber ninjas, or even dodging hover cars launched by an angry robot valet. And with the Switch's new features where you can share games you own with anyone next to you who owns a Switch, the future of co-op games looks very promising, so expect more flexibility when it comes to playing games with your friends on Nintendo Switch 2. Professor Layton and the New World of Steam is also confirmed for the Switch 2. This is a very beloved series, perfect for those of you who love narrative-driven games where you solve riddles and you have a lot of puzzles. We don't know that much about the game so far, but it's releasing in 2025. I would expect Level 5 to tell us a bit more during maybe the June or September Nintendo Direct. These Directs are not confirmed, but looking at Nintendo's track record, they're bound to happen in June as well as September. And while we talk about Level 5, of course, I cannot have this video and not talk about Fantasy Life, one of my most anticipated JRPGs, which is also cozy, coming up this year. We recently learned a lot about the release, including both welcome but also some concerning changes. I covered it all in a video, which I'm going to pin for you, but considering that the game is coming to Switch in May, I do wonder if it will get a Switch 2 upgrade as well for June. I also wonder, why did Level 5 not talk anything about it, but they might let us know more soon. With how games are hanging on a thread on the Switch and barely running properly, it would be a big miss to not offer a Switch 2 upgrade for those of us who want to upgrade to the next console and experience the games there instead. While the new GPU and CPU might mean better performance in general, I've seen that it is not enough to make sure that the game will run properly. Actually, developers are going to have to go back to these games, work on them so that they are compatible with the Switch 2's hardware and actually make use of these improvements. Also, did you see that Crossing Life prank that Level 5 pulled on April's Fools? I had no idea it was April's Fools, and then I see just Tom Nook in freaking Fantasy Life, and I was like, what in the world was happening here? And mind you, I thought that this is real for about 5 hours until I saw on Twitter that it wasn't. I was like, what do you mean? Oh my god, that was funny. Also, who was a fan of Tomodachi Life? Like, hello? It's coming to Switch? Like, what? This game is one of the quirkiest, weirdest, most fun game I've ever come across. And trust me, I've played a lot of games. I've been gaming since I was a baby. This new entry is called Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. Apparently, it's gonna be the direct sequel to the first one, but don't worry, I highly doubt you need to play the first one to know anything about these games, because Tomodachi Life is all about you creating your own world. So you're gonna set up a bunch of Miis in a coastal town and you watch them interact. In the trailer we saw last week, they seem to have their own house rather than live in the same apartment like before, and you can literally create anyone you want. As a kid, I used to make like Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt and be like, okay, I want to see what's gonna happen between them. In this one, we also see Dreams making a comeback, but the trailer was way too short for me to dissect it, so I'm definitely gonna make a video when we know more, and I'm definitely reviewing this for you, as well as pretty much a lot of these games that we're talking about today. Now, in last week's Direct, we also saw Tamagotchi Plaza announced, and I would assume it would be compatible with Switch 2 because it is releasing on June 26. You're gonna run a town with 12 cute shops where you manage things like afternoon tea shops, dentist place, eyewear shop, and more, and you're gonna try and help over 100 Tamagotchis which will visit you, and they all have their unique requests. This entry will also bring offline 2-player mode so you can play with your friends. It looks very cute. I played the DS versions of Corner Shop and they used to bring me so much joy, so I know that playing this is just gonna be an amazing nostalgic trip, and I'm definitely gonna stream it for you. Another announcement we got last week, which I am still shooketh by, is Witchbrook. Hello? We have no release date yet, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be compatible with the Switch 2. Like, what do you mean? Now, I would assume because of the witchy vibes, it's gonna be a fall release. Like, it makes sense. And of course, again, I think it makes perfect sense to be compatible with Switch 2. We have been waiting on news for this for so long, and now that we know a bit more about it, let me show you what this game is about. So we live in Mossport, a seaside village, home to Witchbrook College, where we're attending as a witch. The world seems to have city folk that have daily unique routines, which will make the city feel more lively. I love this because I hate that a lot of cozy games just have cabbage NPCs around. We'll have events to enjoy and we can watch the seasons change. And as a student, you're gonna attend classes, complete assignments, master magic, ace your exams, and even dive into potion brewing, stargazing, and mysterious rituals with your coven. You can also build deep friendships, even romance, customize your look, decorate your cozy woodland cottage, start your own business, and transform your garden into a lush sanctuary. I actually thought there won't be any farming in here, but apparently there is. There just seems to be a lot on offer, so I genuinely cannot wait to play this later this year. In my previous upcoming Nintendo Switch games, Cozy and Farming, it was like 2 months ago, I said that Luz Lagoon might be coming to the Switch, but we don't have a confirmation from the devs. But I don't want to take it on myself to make that list and not talk about that game, and then we get a confirmation. Well, we have a confirmation, so let me share more about it. I feel like now I could just be even more excited. This cozy game is just trying to be different, and I love that. It's trying to be innovative, and I'm all here for it. So you're dropped in the middle of a mystery where Uncle Lou is missing, and now you're in charge of the seaplane delivery business. You're not just flying packages around, you're connecting islands, helping locals, and even digging into what really happened to Uncle Lou. You're also armed with this cool gadget called Swirler 2000. It's a vacuum that lets you harvest resources, so you can craft gear and uncover secrets scattered across the colorful Limbo archipelago. Each island has its own vibe, people, and hidden treasures. I also love that you can customize and upgrade your seaplane while also building and decorating your own home and tweaking your character to your own liking. We have a lot more to cover, but before we get into that, hello you gorgeous human being, it's Miss Bubbles. If this video is helpful so far, do me a favor and consider supporting me by either becoming a YouTube channel member to enjoy plenty of perks, or perhaps sending a super sticker or donating to my coffee. You can also squish the like button so the YouTube algorithm will push this video to more people, and subscribe. Every little bit helps a lot so I can make these videos for you. So I'm quickly adding Kirby Air Riders 2 and Mario Kart World. Both of these were announced today, and while I personally don't think they're cozy, they make me so stressed out that I just want to pull my hair out. I know some of y'all still think that they're cozy for what it's worth. And this same logic is gonna apply to Donkey Kong Bonanza. Listen, platformers stress me out, but many of you love platformers and you find them very cozy. I've also seen these types of games in a lot of cozy game lists, so I want them to be featured here as well. Speaking of platformers, you should also know that Kirby and the Forgotten Land is getting a paid Switch 2 upgrade. Now, if you got that tissue that I asked you about earlier, yeah, this is the perfect time to take it and start crying, because what you're gonna find out is very eye-watering. Nintendo Switch 2 games are going to cost a kidney moving forward. Now, I don't know what kidneys cost like. I don't support you selling your kidney. Please don't do that, okay? But like, jokes aside, digital games are going to cost $80 moving forward, whereas physical is gonna be $90. Now, I'm not that surprised, I'm not gonna lie. And this was confirmed through Mario Kart World, for example. Now, you can get it for $30 less if you buy it on the Switch 2, but man oh man, does that mean that at least exclusive Switch titles are gonna be very expensive moving forward. Now, to be fair, I did expect things to be like this because, hey, we've got GTA 6, which is speculated to be at $100. You also need to know that Switch 1 to Switch 2 upgrades are going to cost between $10 to $15 a piece. This is still a speculated price. I will let you know if things change. And this is understandable since developers will have to go back to these games to work on them, but boy, will it be an expensive endeavor upgrading these games, and it makes me wonder if a new Nintendo Switch Online tier will be introduced where you get these upgrades, you know, quote unquote, for free. We have more Switch 1 to Switch 2 upgrades that have been confirmed, and again, it just depends on what you think is cozy and what isn't cozy. But we have Pokemon Legends A to Z. This is the new Pokemon game that everyone has been eagerly waiting for. This is getting that upgrade that you have to pay for. We also have that for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Gotta admit, these two are pretty cozy for the most part, but until a flippin' mention Lionel or Guardian pops up, I just feel like my heart sinks and I just want to die right now. And speaking of Zelda, GameCube games have been announced, including Zelda Ocarina of Time. This is yet another title that retro gamers have been dying to see. So this is definitely playable on the Switch too, and it makes me wonder, hey, does that mean that we can suspect a remake treatment for it or not? We also learned that the team behind Astroneer, System Arrow Softworks, have been working on a Star Seeker Astroneer edition for over 2 years now. This is set in the Astroneer universe, but it's not a direct sequel to neither Astroneer 1 nor Astroneer 2. This one shifts focus to deep space exploration and cooperative expeditions. You and your team are stationed on the ESS Star Seeker, a living, upgradable hub where every mission starts. You'll work together to complete large-scale objectives across multiple star systems, using advanced tech to navigate alien environments and handle whatever bizarre things space is gonna throw at you. Think creatures, plants, and mysteries included. The Starseeker is your base and your crew's home. You're gonna gather resources to plan, upgrade, and connect with other players before heading back into the unknown. I usually think these kind of games are cozy. I love this like resource management and crafting and all of that. And hey, if you're gonna say like, oh, but it has enemies in it. I mean, Stardew Valley has that, Rune Factory has that, but a lot of y'all still call it, Pokemon has that, and a lot of y'all think it's cozy, so don't argue with me. We also recently learned about Everdream Village, which is coming to Switch from the same devs who made Everdream Valley. Now, I reviewed the first game. While it had a lot of potential, it also had a lot of shortcomings. So I am cautiously optimistic about this one. Hopefully, the devs took players' feedback and they plan to improve from here. So this time, you are in charge of building a village across different enchanted islands with their own ecosystems, resources, and secrets. NPCs have routines and their mood changes, which is based on how you interact with them. So you can build relationships and improve their quality of life as well as romance them. There is a wide range of wildlife that you can interact with. Some will remain in the wild and others can be domesticated. You can also breed and crossbreed to unlock hundreds of potential trait combinations. And of course, you have your core farming elements while you also shape the land itself. So expect to be raising hills, digging rivers, and uncovering buried resources and secrets beneath the surface. There also seems to be cooking, fishing, questing, collecting rare creatures, and more. As farming and cozy games lovers, we are eating so flippin' good. Let me know what you're excited about, and here are even more farming and cozy games that are coming to the Nintendo Switch very soon. Thank you to my YouTube and Patreon bubblies who make videos like this possible, and a shout out goes to The Game Dimension, Jake Logan, and Will for going the extra mile. Until next time, stay bubbly.